Silicon Valley, technology, art, green, and sustainability.
Hi, welcome to Silicon Valley Tech, Art, Green, and Sustainability. Today I'm very excited to have a guest with me that knows a lot about the housing here in Silicon Valley and beyond, and building. Jennifer Simmons, welcome, Executive Director, Habitat for Humanity.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming. Do a little self-introduction about yourself and your background, and
Sure.
you know where you were and
How
where
I
you are
got
now.
here. Born and raised here in San Jose, and went to college here locally at UC Santa Cruz. And I have to say, when I was about 13 years old, I decided I wanted to go into politics. So I pursued that goal, was involved in student government, the whole 9 yards, and then was fortunate enough after college to work for some local elected officials. And although it was very rewarding, I just found that it wasn't right for me. So at that point, I think I was about 25 and having my quarter-year crisis.
Wait, and you're not 25 now? You look like you're 25
Oh, you're so
now.
sweet. Thank you. No, that was quite a while ago. But then I started temping and fell into commercial construction and facility management. So I joined a company here in Silicon Valley called
what was it?
Infineon Technologies.
Infineon.
So I managed part of their facilities group and eventually learned all about how to run construction projects and do tenant improvements, build labs. We had about 25 sites throughout the U.S., so we'd kind of travel.
And are they still around, Infineon?
They are.
Okay.
They now have relocated to Milpitas, but if you've heard of Infineon Raceway, it's the same Infineon. So they're a semiconductor company here in the Valley.
So it's interesting, your background. I had no interest in politics when I was a kid, and I guess there's politics in everything, though.
Yes.
So in Habitat for Humanity, I guess that would fit with the executive director role, having those skills.
Definitely. When I left basically to have kids from Infineon, and then I decided to rejoin the workforce, I found Habitat, and it really married my passion for helping the community, plus I had learned to love construction and project management. So I originally joined doing site acquisition and development. So I used to find the land, help get it the projects designed, permitted, and then would turn it over to our construction piece.
And that must be a very long process.
Very long. It probably takes us about 2 years from the time that we identify a site to the time that we put the first shovel in the ground, just to get through that whole entitlement process. And then about 2 years ago, I became our executive director. So it's been a really fun ride.
It's been 2 years already. Wow.
Yes.
I think it feels like I just met you
I know.
yesterday. Talk about Habitat for Humanity, Silicon Valley, the mission statement, what you know, what the purpose is, and for those that don't know about Habitat.
Definitely. What we do is we help families with very low incomes build and own their own homes. So what that means is a family with very low income in our area earns less than half the median income. So for a family of 4, they would earn less than $54,000 a year. So that family would never be able to actually purchase a home in our valley, just given the housing prices and whatnot. But the families we work with are definitely part of our community. They are, you know, stable employment and, you know, people who work at the cities and in your grocery stores and whatnot. So
probably teachers too.
Teachers. We actually have a professor that's at a local college. So it wide variety of different professions. And when we say that we help them build and own their own home, is we work with the family. Early on, they're selected about the same time we start building. And in lieu of a down payment, they provide 500 hours of sweat equity, which means that they have to spend at least 500 hours helping build their future homes and the other homes.
So they're giving back to other people as well.
Definitely.
500 hours. Wow, that's so. How many do people pay that back in years or months, or is there a structured time that they have to work?
There's a structured time, and I would say right now we have a project under construction. It's been under construction for a little over a year, and everyone has not only met their 500 hours, but exceeded their 500 hours.
So they're adding more hours to help. That's really nice.
Yeah.
So let's pull up a photo right now, and we have a couple photos here. So tell us a little about this.
Sure. Right here we have some of the children of one of our future homeowners, and then some volunteers. So the other piece that that's a big part of our program and helps us keep the homes affordable is that we employ volunteers to help build the house. So we have licensed contractors on our staff that supervise every project, but about 80% of the labor is provided by volunteers.
That's wild. So 80%.
Yes.
And so you must have a lot of recruitment going on all the time to look for those people. And,
we do.
And some people are there for a long time, some people aren't.
Yes, we have kind of two types of volunteers that we talk about. Ones are regular volunteers who come out on a regular basis. And we've had people who've built on every one of our 50 homes, been with us for years. The average age of our regular volunteers is 65.
Wow.
So we have a lot of retirees. And actually we have someone who just turned 90 this last year.
65 doesn't seem that far away now. It's like, okay, it used to seem
the new
so
40.
old when I was in my 20s.
Yeah. And then the other type of volunteer is what we call a day volunteer. We get a lot of corporate groups, community groups, faith groups, and school groups that come out, and they'll bring a group for just the day. And they're more like me. They don't know anything about actually building a house, so or maybe not even have ever picked up a hammer. So when they come out, we break the jobs into small bits and assign them to someone who knows kind of the project.
Or someone like me that knows instinctually how to put things together. As I was saying earlier, my father was a construction person. I think had he lived, I may have been a construction person. I'm really handy like that. In fact, more handy than people I've dated. And I love working with my hands, but it's not something that I have knowledge about. I've never built a house. So for folks like me who maybe like working with their hands, but it's not what they do in a day-to-day job, it might be something fun for them to help see these
you would
homes
have
build.
a blast, because depending on the day,
either that or I cut off a finger. No, I'm just kidding.
that we don't like. But any day, you could be doing things from helping frame the foundation to framing the house, roofing, painting, you name it. I think by now I've done a little bit of everything. And
so for those home improvement buffs that want to learn how to do stuff on their own home, it's a great way for them to learn as well, to volunteer and give back and learn.
We have people call up and say, when are you doing tile? I'd like to learn how to tile. And
it's a complicated thing too, tile. You have to really have it level and
But it's one of the benefits of coming out, and you get to learn new skills.
Talk to me a little bit, and the audience a little bit about Silicon Valley as an affiliate and what an affiliate is.
Sure. We are part of Habitat for Humanity International, an affiliate of theirs, and what that means is we're kind of like a franchise. There are about 1,500 affiliates in the U.S. and another about 500 to 700 affiliates worldwide.
So 1,500 in the U.S.
Yes.
And 700 and something, 800 and something internationally.
Yes. So there are a lot of us, and we're all independently run.
And how many people are in each affiliate? Does it vary?
It varies. It varies. Our affiliate is on the smaller side. I have a staff of about 10 people, and we build on average 6 to 10 homes a year. Some of our sister affiliates, especially where it's not as expensive to build, they would be building up to 100 homes a year.
So maybe like in Texas or Georgia or
Habitat, Jacksonville, which is in Florida, is one of the biggest producers of homes. In fact, Habitat nationwide is, I believe, the 8th largest builder in the U.S.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I know, and especially for a nonprofit, it's very, very incredible.
So talk about natural disasters and how Habitat, I was actually watching this show, it was at Greensburg, Kansas, and they had a tornado there in 2007, and there was like 1,700 people originally, 500 stayed to rebuild. They decided to rebuild the whole city green. You have Katrina, you have Japan that just happened, Haiti. Talk a little bit about what you do internationally and then also nationally with natural disasters.
Sure.
And how fast things get ramped up. And
definitely. I think especially after Katrina, Habitat got very good at going in to respond to natural disasters. One of the things that we've found internationally is a lot of the aid organizations do everything except for shelter. So Habitat has been able to fill that void.